My name is Sánta and I attend 12D. I think languages are of high importance as you can always develop your knowledge, and that fascinates me a lot. As well as that, I've been passionately loving learning this language since I was a kid, and I also plan to have my further studies based on this as well at university. I plan to become a translator. And today I've brought the topic of healthy living, as this is something really close to my heart. I like to nurture my body both mentally and physically, and I think that everyone has something to learn from this topic as well. The main topics I would like to discuss today are time management, the base of everything, a healthy diet, ethical eating, canteen food, veganism, sports, eating disorders, addictions, and alternative medicine. So we will also look over some of the most controversial topics regarding this topic. The first topic is time management, which I think is the base of everything. When you visually see what you're up to during the day, for example, making a to-do list, it's much easier to avoid procrastination, as I think we've all fallen into the trap of pulling an all-nighter and not having adequate sleep, or realizing that we don't have enough time to make a proper meal for ourselves and we just ended up ordering something. A really great and nowadays popular idea is meal prepping. So when you have time, you make several meals during the day for the next week, and you ensure that you don't just end up having takeouts. It has also been found to reduce stress levels because people like a feeling of comfort, and the to-do list can give you that. Next up, we have a healthy diet. So the keywords are diverse, balanced, and nutritious. So here is a general idea, a little guideline. I think this is a little inaccurate because it says 40% fruits and vegetables and 25% protein. I think everyone should somehow tailor that to their own needs, but this is just a great general idea of what a healthy diet should look like. Also, it has been very hyped up throughout social media to have green smoothies during the day because it can be strenuous to watch yourself the whole day and make sure that you consume enough greens. So it's much more sufficient to have it as a smoothie in the morning. And also, not many people discuss the high importance of water intake. I'm not going to really elaborate on that because there are many things, but you can see that so many organs rely on water, and you need to consume enough during the day in order to function properly, both physically and mentally. Also, the last point that I've included is restraining guilty pleasures. Having a glass of wine or having a piece of chocolate is fine, you should just do it in moderation. So next up is ethical eating. I've included it here because I think many of us just run errands throughout the day and we end up stuffing something into our mouth and we don't prioritize nourishing our bodies. I think we should sit down and not rush things, as it is not good for our stomach either. With this comes many rules. For instance, if you don't eat at home but you go to a fancy restaurant instead, you might be confused by the placement of cutlery, so you always need to go from the outside to the inside. There are many silverware that I don't even know, so this might be a little astonishing. And also you need to remember that different cultures equal different customs. It might be completely normal to eat with your hands, for instance in India, or when I was in Portuguese, they were offended because we asked for some salt, and this is a great insult there. Next, we have canteen food. So this is very diverse and different around every country. For instance, in America, it's more like a restaurant. You get a menu and you choose from it each day, whereas in Hungary, you get what you get that day, but it saves money and time, and it ensures a more balanced diet. They watch out for the nutrients each day and to have it more diverse than the kids would have it. Because sometimes parents work late and young children would not be able to buy themselves food, or if they did, it would probably be at a fast restaurant. Next up is veganism, and it should not be mistaken with vegetarians. Vegans try to avoid anything that they think is the exploitation of animals, so as well as food, clothing, and it is extremely controversial because some people think that these people will lack certain vitamins and minerals and they will develop deficiencies. Others, however, say that it's the exact opposite. I found this interesting infographic and I was taken aback because it states that vegans usually live 8 years longer and have a 20% less chance of developing a heart disease. So it's important to think about this and ponder the idea. Then we have exercise. It is said that 30 minutes of moderate exercise each day is great. Obviously, it doesn't mean that you need to go to the gym or running every day, but even just walking instead of driving to school or your workplace, it can make a big change. And you can also build relationships because you can choose to participate in team sports. And you can also tailor it to your own needs. If you like to be alone, you can go running or maybe go to the gym. But I cannot stress it enough that you need to warm up and stretch because in order to avoid injuries, this is just essential. Next, we have eating disorders, and the two of them that I think everyone knows is anorexia and bulimia. So these consist of an incorrect self-image and usually at a young age, pressure of peers. These people usually harm themselves and have obsessive thoughts. Their whole life revolves around this one topic. And many people think that if someone is not obese or not underweight, then they don't have these problems. But it is a mental problem. So someone can be an average weight and still have anorexia. And I think this is really important to remember. Here are some alarming signs that you need to take into consideration. If you see someone over-exercising or obsessively counting their calories and missing out meals, I think everyone should step in. It's something that we should all do for each other as human beings and individuals. Now, a little bit about addictions. So what is addiction itself? It's the condition of being addicted to a particular substance or activity. Usually it's substance or behavioral. So for instance, kleptomania, or as you can see here, drug abuse. It is extremely hard to stop, and there are forms of it that not many people think count as addictions. I've brought a few examples, like being addicted to your phone. It's especially with Gen Z. And also, I think I see many people, especially youngsters, drinking excessive amounts of caffeine, especially with energy drink nowadays, and also with coffee as well. And I found this little chart saying that about 240 million people have alcohol problems. I think this number is actually much higher, so that is very alarming. And the last topic is alternative medicine. So it can also be called complementary because it's not always used instead of the conventional ways. Sometimes it's used alongside with it. So some of them include Acupuncture, so it's sticking needles into your body into certain depths. There are different beliefs. Some people think it's neurologically stimulating. Others say they have a spiritual belief that this cleanses the bad energies and makes the good energies flow. Then we have essential oils. They were proven to reduce stress or maybe even solve insomnia in some people. Then we have homeopathia, and this is based on the belief that the body can cure itself, and they try to stimulate this process by using very natural substances in a small amount. We also have massages, especially for people with back pain or people who do sports. And the most intriguing one, I think, is family constellation. It's a therapeutic way of healing. It just tries to reveal hidden dynamics in the family that cause problems and therefore help with solving them. I'm not sure if this works, but I have had family members who went through such therapeutic process and they said that it definitely helped them. So I'm not sure if it's placebo or it's true, but I think as long as something helps a person heal mentally or physically, it is worth it. Thank you for your attention.